Observatory in a school, isn't it an interesting idea altogether? Universe brings a lot of mystique questions in our mind, and those questions need to be answered when we are young. Observatories are generally associated with astronomers and scientists working to understand the deep space, and I think to bring an observatory into a school where those young minds could answer to the curiosity that comes to their mind is something that would be unique. So, I had this dream of bringing an observatory to a school level, because whatever we learn in our science, in general science, whatever we are observing in nature, the universe teaches us everything that we know in our books. And to bring that to a real level where we could simply go to our roof and have a wonderful telescope to decipher these phenomena that are there in the sky would be a wonderful thing. And this is what a dream which came into reality at DPS Faridabad, because the vision that I shared was also shared by the principal of the school. We both sat one day and we thought, let's have an observatory in a school, and that is how the idea cropped up.
For the first time, when the science education began, it all began with physics labs, chemistry labs, bio labs, etc. and all that. Then came geography lab, then came mathematics lab, and all these things came up over a period of time. So the idea and concept of having an observatory is a lab of a different level altogether. Once you have a resource, once you have a facility, the utility automatically follows. On the first go, when I just proposed it to the society members, the chairman, the vice chairman, the other members of the society, they just came happily on it, and then they said, okay, carry on. That's how the world has to learn things, and that's how we are here today. So my curiosity and the children, these two kept on there in my mind throughout. Keeping that in mind, we came up with an idea that we need to create a curriculum, a design, and for that there has to be a lab, therefore an observatory.
The observatory comes packed with a curriculum which is fully integrated. That means when someone buys our observatory, it's very easy to implement the curriculum with the observatory, and students get a high-class experience. It's an unprecedented in every aspect. It's a historic, this kind of observatory has never been built anywhere. Building an observatory at the school is a very natural thing to do. Schools have laboratories already established, but you can't take a piece of star and study it in a test tube. You can't go and collect sample of Mars and put it in a petri dish. So astronomy has always been an observational science. All the major discoveries in astronomy have been made with the help of observations with either naked eye or telescope, except with the discoveries which have been made with the help of sending spacecrafts to different planets.
जब आपको इस तरह का कोई एक इंजीनियरिंग चैलेंज फेंका जाता है आपके सामने कि एक ऑब्जर्वेटरी ऐसी डिज़ाइन की जाए जो ऑब्जर्वेटरी एक डोम की तरह दिखती हो ताकि आसपास की लाइट को काट सके, क्योंकि याद रहे ऑब्जर्वेटरी फरीदाबाद जैसी लोकेलिटी में आ रही है जहाँ पे आसपास बहुत लाइट पॉल्यूशन है, तो लाइट पॉल्यूशन को कट करना बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट था ताकि जिस ऑब्जेक्ट को हम देख रहे हैं सिर्फ उसी को देख पाएँ। और दूसरी तरफ आपने एक ऑब्जेक्ट को नहीं देखना है, क्योंकि आप जब स्कूल एजुकेशन सिस्टम में एस्ट्रोनॉमी करा रहे होते हैं तो बहुत सारे बच्चे 10-20 बच्चों को आपने वाइड एंगल कॉन्स्टलेशन समझाने हैं, सो आपको लार्जर स्काई भी देखना है। सो एक ऑब्जर्वेटरी का ऐसा डिज़ाइन जो डिज़ाइन एक डोम स्ट्रक्चर की तरह काम कर सके, और जब ज़रूरत पड़े तो रोलिंग रूफ ऑब्जर्वेटरी की तरह पूरी खुल सके और लार्जर एंगल वाइड एंगल स्काई भी हम दिखा सके ताकि बच्चों को कॉन्स्टलेशन आइडेंटिफाई कराया जा सके, एक इंजीनियरिंग चैलेंज था। आज से पहले ऐसा डिज़ाइन ना तो कभी कहीं बना था ना ही सोचा गया था। या तो डोम स्ट्रक्चर ऑब्जर्वेटरीज बनती हैं जो रिसर्च के लिए यूज़ होती हैं, या फिर रोलिंग रूफ ऑब्जर्वेटरीज बनती हैं। सो दोनों को एक जगह पे क्लब करना अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ी दिक्कत थी, और उस दिक्कत के चलते हुए हमने एक नया और यूनिक डिज़ाइन सोचा, और फाइनली आज हम एक ऐसी ऑब्जर्वेटरी बना रहे हैं जो अपने आप की तरह की केवल एक ही ऑब्जर्वेटरी। इट इज़ द observatory which is the only observatory of the world which can open up as a rolling roof observatory as well as can work as a closed dome observatory। हमारा मन है कि बच्चों को बहुत सारे रिसर्च में इन्वॉल्व करें, हमारे देश के बच्चे एस्ट्रोनॉमी और स्पेस साइंस में सबसे आगे जाएं, जो शायद आज की न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी का भी विजन है।
Children are already excited when I mentioned to the children that look, the day is not far when you will get to see the world around you, and not the world, the universe around you. They were thrilled. So far, as of now, as a curriculum, we have already incorporated in the system the the academic curriculum has astronomy as one of its verticals. And when I'm saying astronomy as one of its verticals, that means from class 1 onward, we are trying to design a curriculum, and that curriculum has been named as Universe for All. It's like asking children to look into the space and the universe far and beyond, and to find out more for themselves. This will change the dimension of learning. I'll say, when I say change the dimension, rather it will add on to the existing dimensions. The national education policy and the general policy of learning is you need to explore. And if you have universe to explore, what more can be? Nothing could be better than this. This is what is the key behind it.
Astronomers actually nowadays don't sit in the dome or sit near the telescope. They use a room where they can image the object as well as control the telescope. Similar, that room in observatories is called the warm room. Similarly, we have where we are sitting. I am sitting right now in the imaging and interpretation deck, which is our warm room, where students will get a similar experience. Sitting in this room, they can control the telescope, the cameras, they can achieve sharp focus of the object and achieve complete night of the observation sitting right here.
If you see closely, in India, particularly in this country, the telescope is missing from our school education system. So I did my MSc and I was not introduced to telescope, I was not taken out, and maybe this is what has happened with most of you. So very early I realized that telescope was not there, and in class 4th and 6th we are introduced to telescope as well as microscope, and by the time you come to class 9th you have a microscope to work upon. You go into your lab, you do actual practicals there, but telescope is missing. So this missing link in the Indian education system was always disturbing for me. And when I made my first telescope, I realized that the fascination that telescope brings to your life. When you see the moon for the very first time, when you see the craters, when you see the rings of the Saturn, it is like meeting those planets in person. And having astronomy in Indian education system became my mission. And then having an observatory in a school was a dream which came true. Now, once we have a wonderful telescope that students can access and then can study the planets in the all glory that they want to.
So when you come up to the observatory through the stairs, you can call them like the stairways to heaven. It's like we have designed it, the first floor, when you start the journey upward, it's a very special staircase which comes to the observatory. So the first level is we have depicted Vedic astronomy and the touch of Indian science. At the next level, you ascend to the beautiful story of Indian space research, where the history of India's space exploration is depicted. As you come to the next level, you will find the story of human space exploration. And then there is a door which is designed like a spaceship. So when you open that door, it's like you are stepping into the spaceship, which is our observatory. And if you notice the door at the imaging and interpretation room, there are nice circular designs which depicts the windows of a spacecraft. And this imaging and interpretation deck is designed to accommodate 40 students. It's a classroom, it's an imaging room, it's a control room for the telescopes, as well as it contains computers where students can learn different softwares. The dome can accommodate 10 students at a time, and its diameter is 6 meters. In terms of details, you can see the red spot on Jupiter with the telescope. In terms of light gathering capability, we have seen planet Neptune and imaged it. In terms of its magnification ability, we have been able to see Uranus as a disk. This telescope is completely automated. That means you just put it where to go, and even if you don't know astronomy, it will point to the object which you want. It has a database of thousands of objects. It offers much sharper view of planets. Beautiful views of Jupiter can be seen with this. and it can track the object. That means it has ability to photograph the objects much better, which was not actually truly possible in the best way possible in non-computerized telescopes. This telescope can track the satellites and show you the solar panels of the International Space Station. As you can see, equipment wise, we have everything an astronomer dreams of having. We have everything set up right here in this beautiful dome, so you don't need to carry your telescope. It is already fixed. It is a state-of-the-art Meade LX200 GPS telescope. So it's been a dream come true for me to work on this project, as I've got many opportunities at space to lead scientific expeditions in international countries where we get to handle high-tech equipment, but using that same high-tech equipment and to establish an observatory is altogether a different ball game. I feel very fortunate. In fact, when I was a kid, I had an opportunity to see the observatory at Nainital. At that time I was a kid, and my mother took me to that observatory, and I can't believe it that from that kid to today, thanks to space and my boss, that I've got this opportunity. So I'm extremely grateful to Space India. I hope many people will enjoy the wonderful experience by visiting this observatory.